Alright, what up folks, it's your man 100 Days of Summer. Today I'm going to do another album review. Today I'm actually going to review Migos Culture 2. This should be pretty interesting actually. I like the Migos, they make hits, a lot of their songs are catchy. I'm interested to see what new shit they're going to have on this because they actually are moving, you know what I mean? They're evolving a bit in how they make their catchy songs. Like if y'all remember at the beginning, it was like Versace, 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 Versace. Adios, adios, adios. Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana. Like that's how all their hooks were. Now you see their hooks have evolved into more being like, seeming like it was a part of the verse that they took that was catchy and they repeat. Even the beat selection, like I know the song on here, Stir Fry, that beat selection and just how it's just different. So to me, Fight Night was different. Like that was an evolution. Fight Night, Handsome and Wealthy, I think. Like just the way that those songs flowed was an evolution. So to me, I'm interested to see what evolution is on this. Alright, that's what I'm trying to say. So I'm not going to listen to the whole songs. I'm not going to listen to every song completely through because I'm really only in it to get what the feel of the song is, because that's really all you need to know when it comes to a Migos song. It's not necessarily like you're listening to the lyrics, right? You're just trying to figure out, do I like this song? Is it going on my playlist? Can I ride out to this? Is this something I want to hear at the club? That's pretty much, to me, that's how, when it comes to Migos music, that's what I'm looking for. When I'm listening to a track, I can know whether I really fuck with it by the time I get to the end of the hook. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do for these tracks. And if I find something special in a track that I want y'all to hear, I'll highlight that. I'll come back to y'all and highlight that for y'all. So I'm going to get into this. 24 tracks including the intro and the outro. It's a lot of tracks, man. So what that means basically is that I'm going to be reviewing this shit for about an hour and then editing and putting the video together and shit for 2 days, and then I had this uploaded by Monday and shit. Let me get into this. I'm gonna jump right into this intro. Higher we go. I'm a little higher right now. Alright, let's see what this is hitting for. Alright, so listening to the intro, I'm like a minute 34 seconds in. I'm about to get to the hook. I just heard the hook and I'm fucking with the hook. I don't really like the song. This is like that trap song that it just sounds like the person came in the studio with no real concept, or came in the booth with no real concept or real direction, but just is saying whatever comes out and just flowing with it, and it just ended up working. I don't really like that. I like the ones that seem a little more plotted or strategic, or if they raw, just a little more uniform, I guess. I don't know. It's not as entertaining, right? So, but the hook sound nice because of it's like a dead voice, but it's harmonized because of the auto-tune and it's kind of layered. So that sound dope to me. It just go on forever, which is too long. And to me, I don't like the rest of the song, but I like this part. Yeah, so I think that sounds dope, but that's pretty much all I like about that. So skipping past the intro, I would say that that's a song I wouldn't put on my playlist right now. Next song is Superstars. So let's see what that's hitting for. Okay, so not feeling Superstars. It seems like another one of those tracks where it just didn't really have a real direction, that somebody just went in the booth and kind of just whatever came out, came out. I don't really like that. Maybe you don't understand what I mean, but when we get to another track that's not like that, I'll be able to maybe demonstrate where it doesn't sound like that. Maybe I should have played one of these so I could demonstrate where it does sound like that. But yeah, so I'm going to go to the next track, which is Narcos. Hopefully this one sounds a little better. Now this Narcos, I'm fucking with this. Alright, now the verse ain't as strong, the verses aren't as strong as I'd like them to be to patch the hook together, but the hook itself is very good. I fucks with the hook. Like that's perfect. That's exactly how you're supposed to drop some shit. Like Narco, got dope like Pablo. Cut dope like Pablo. Chop trees with the Draco. On the knock at Diego. Say hasta luego. We'll be in perfect. Now this part I don't necessarily like. I came from the bando. Narco, got dope like Pablo. Cut dope like So that's what I'm talking about. It's like the hook and the verse in between ain't as strong as I like it to be, but the hook itself is pretty good. It's like it's a nice bop. I could put that on my playlist and just mindlessly listen to that in the car or wherever I'm at, and I can rock out to that, right? That's what I'm looking for in the Migos track. Well, the next song is BBO, Bad Bitches Only, featuring 21 Savage. So 21 Savage always come through for the nice feature, so I'm interested to hear what this sound like. Alright, so I don't like Bad Bitches Only. It's mostly the beat. I think if the beat was different, if the tones of the beat was different, then I'd fuck with it, because the tones of the beat and the tones of their voices isn't matching up. And I think that the song got the right bop to it if it didn't have those the horns in the background. I think it is. So instead of me just talking about it, this time I'm going to try to actually play it so that you can hear what I'm talking about. The sample in the background ain't blending to me.
Bad bitches on me, bad bitches on me. Hit her for bad bitches on me, bad bitches on me. Bad bitches and I know some savage bitches. Get it on their own, they don't have to ask you bitches. Post some pictures on the gram and at you bitches. Secure the back lifestyle.
It's like 3 different tones and keys all clashing together like nails on a chalkboard to me. Maybe I'm just being too like by the book about it, I don't know, but to me it just sounds bad, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't like that. It's not something I can listen to or want to force myself to eventually like, you know, or grow to like, you feel me? So that's not something I'm feeling. I don't want to listen to no more of that, and maybe I'm not giving it a chance, but that's what I'm saying. That's how I judge a track like this, because it's really some turn up, right? So I ain't trying to judge it lyrically, I'm judging by the feeling. And if something like that is, to me, that sounds like one of them beats that people first make on Fruity Loops when they don't necessarily understand keys and octaves and how the shit blend together, and they just taking the original sounds and blending them all together without tweaking them and none of that shit. That's what that sounds like to me, so I can't take it. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but yeah, that's how I feel. So that's BBO, Bad Bitches Only. So about to go to the next track, which is Autopilot, Huncho on the beat. I wonder if that means Quavo made it. Alright, now this Autopilot, I'm fucking with this. This is like, this is what I mean when I say a song has to like do something to your body when you hear it. Like when the point of the song drops, like it might have an intro or whatever, but when the point of the song drops, your body's supposed to do what that genre of music is supposed to make you do. Like rock and roll, you know, there's the headbang, right? With reggae, when there's a beat drop, you have that specific body movement that goes with reggae music, you know what I mean? Or dance hall music because of or reggaeton because of the background beat that's in there, right? So that's how I judge music. How does it make my body feel according to the measurement of what that genre of music is supposed to make your body do? Trap music makes you do that turn up dance that no other genre of music has ever really made you do, right? So that's how I judge it. When the thing drops, does my body do that, and can I control it? Because if I can't control it, then you got something on your hands. That's the point. That gets the people moving, and that's what you're supposed to do when you put music on in the club, right?
That's wrong. Flying, autopilot, don't need no stylist. Trapping while I'm driving.
That's the motion.
On the island, still falling, houses, still singing birds, eyeless. I didn't graduate, but I know chemistry is science. Plug it, straight. Everybody knows working. What it do? Yeah, proud of things I plan, but my things too fast. Ooh, sweet like candy. Sweet, yeah, jumping out fans. Tech what the cooler can't handle. Tech what the cooler can't handle. Tech what the cooler can't handle. Young nigga trap this man.
I already see all the young niggas making little videos for Instagram doing the dance and doing their bops. So that's exactly what you're supposed to do. That type of energy is what you're supposed to want on the track, so that it's infectious. It's nothing anybody's gonna be able to do to stop them from liking that song, right? That's one of them type of songs where you hear it 2 or 3 times. By the time you get back to the hook, actually the first time you hear it, by the time you get back to the hook the second time, it's in you and you done. That's your song now. So that's the type of shit that I like to hear when it comes, you know, especially my playlist shit. So that's good. That's right there, and that's what many tracks is that? That's the 5th track. So I fucks with Narcos. Narcos is not as good as this, but Narcos is good, and I fucks with this Autopilot. The next one is Walk It, Talk It. All right, that's featuring Drake. So let's see what that's fucking what that's hitting for. So all right, I fucks with this Walk It, Talk It. I had to listen to basically the majority of the song because I wanted to hear Drake part, right? So I wanted to hear his whole verse at least. Now I fucks with the hook, I really do. But when the first verse is not as strong as I'd like it to be, but when they get back to the hook, I don't really care because this shit is just it's infectious by that point, right? So then Drake come on, his verse is pretty strong, so I fucks with that from beginning to end. It's patched right, and then he ends it right to go back into the hook. That's the type of shit I like. A lot of people don't take that type of consideration into their verses and shit.
Walk it like I talk it. 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 Hey. Walk it like I talk it. 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 Walk it.
I gotta stay in my zone. Say that we been beefing, dog, but you on your own. First night, she gon' let me fuck cause we grown. That was that, so I can't be beefing with no whack nigga, got no backbone. Heard you living in a mansion and now you'll be with Vashti and Santos. That's on Tommy Campos, we live like Sopranos. And I
walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it.
Alright, so by the time you get there, you really starting to understand what the hook is about, and it's like, oh, I fucks with the hook. If not by the second time you heard it, by the time Drake ended, because of the way he do it, it's like, that's what I mean. It's like, it's the consideration that makes everything kind of seamless. So it marries the verse and the hook together that makes it feel a different way than when you hear it come around when the Migos ended their I think they was doing like a back and forth. That's a dope joint though, but I wouldn't put that on my playlist necessarily because I don't feel it that much, but I think that's pretty good though. Alright, so the next song is Emoji A Chain. Emoji A Chain. Okay, Emoji A Chain is actually pretty good, but it's like it's just typical Migos, right? So it's like a certain thing that they do, like a certain flow. I don't know if I can explain it right, but maybe it's melody, a certain melody that they do kind of consistently on hooks that is kind of repetitive. So when you hear it a few times, it's like, oh, I'm hearing the same song again, just on a different beat or whatever. So when you hear this, maybe you'll feel the same way, but that's how I feel. It's not a bad song, it's just, that melody again, that's how I'm feeling when I hear it.
I said the game, make an emoji a change. I said the game, make an emoji a change. Put on the palette to change it, the weather, the shit turning into the rain. Put on the palette to change it, the weather, the shit turning into the rain.
That's what I mean, and then that part just repeats. So it's like repetitive, not just repetitive because they're saying it again, but I feel like I've heard that flow or something before. So it's like, it just don't sound new to me. It just sounds like typical Migos, right? But it's not bad because it still got the bop to it. That's what I was trying to say. Now the next one, track 8, is CC, Migos featuring Gucci Mane, so let's hear how that sounds. Okay, so no to that song either. I don't necessarily like CC. I mean the beat, I love the beat. I hope I can find that so I can try to spit on that, but that's not necessarily, I just don't feel like the flow or the content went right with the beat. You know what I mean? It might not, to me it's just not a beat that went with the Migos, right? But I love the fucking beat. It's like a sample or something in it that sounds real dope. The way they loop it, and yeah, it's just got like a different feel. I'm trying to think of who I would hear on that right now, but yeah, I can't think of nobody right now. So the next song is Stir Fry. I ain't even gotta listen to this to fucking let you know that I like that shit. Like the fact that the beat, they took the beat from I feel like Bustin' Loose. They took the beat from Bustin' Loose and put that. I think it's Bustin' Loose. Yeah, I think it's Bustin' Loose. They put that to in the Stir Fry beat, which I think is fucking dope because they took just enough of the beat to give you the feel without it necessarily sounding like the beat too much. So I like that, and the way that they rap to it is dope. You know that. Fuck it, let's just put this on so I can talk about this shit.
Dance with my dogs in the nighttime. Trap nigga with the trigger
do the. Right? So we're gonna talk about that real quick because you hear everything that's in that. The weight and that, and like the fact that they doing that clap clap, like that's party shit. You know what I mean? Like that's instantaneous. In church, when you want to get the party going, you do that double clap shit, and everybody feels it. Or even remember, what was that? The Justin Timberlake song that Pusha T wrote. I'm loving it. Like that. That clap thing is just do something. So the fact that they put that in there, dope, and the way that they ride it, right. So when we get back to the hook and they get to the part, in the kitchen, wrist twisted like a stir fry. Then he's saying, whip it, like just the way that it's in the kitchen, wrist twisted like a stir fry. Whip it in the kitchen, wrist twisted like a stir fry. Whip it, like the way that it falls, the way everything is falling on the beat is what they do perfectly. And that's what people really got to understand in order to create feeling in a song. You know what I mean? Like that shit, it's really important. So let me get to that part real quick so we can get back around to it and you can see what I'm talking about. Right? And then they just roll right in with that same, when they do their verses, they roll right in with that same flow. It's like, it just makes everything continuous when you put it together. So it's like, it's perfect the way that the song rolls. To me, this is like an evolution the same way, like I was saying at the beginning with Fight Night and Handsome and Wealthy. It's like it's just an evolution of a sound that I wouldn't normally expect to hear from them. So I'm not sure how Stir Fry came about, but I fucks with this. I like the feel of that song. I could listen to it over and over again. Alright, so that was Stir Fry track 9. So now I'm going to go to Too Much Jewelry and see how that sounds. So give me a second. Alright, so Too Much Jewelry, not really feeling. I mean, it's just typical. It's most of these songs I actually skip through a couple of them or listen to a couple of them in advance just to kind of get through them or whatnot, just to hear. So Too Much Jewelry is kind of typical. Now Gang Gang, the way that it starts is nice. And I was like, how they gonna drop though? Cause I hear a way I would like for this to go, and then I'm like, how they gonna drop it though?
I know this might sound weird to say,
which is not where I wanted it to go. And then as I listened to it and got to the hook, I'm like, no, I don't like it. White Sand is a typical like click track, you know what I mean, where you get a couple of your homies on the track. It's a good song though, but it's a typical good song. It's like kind of like a DJ Khaled track. Crown the Kings, I like the sound of the beat in the back. Yeah, so you're gonna listen to that if you want to hear that. That's not necessarily what I want to hear on that beat. I would like to hear what Kendrick would do on that, and if I could find that beat, if I could remember this, I'll try to do something to that shit. Cause it's just something you can just, it's just a nice song. It's just got that nice vibe to it. Flooded. Now I wanted to kind of get to Flooded because this is where I stopped at track 14 and kind of like, all right, let me record some shit because I kind of Flooded is kind of typical. It's kind of typical, but it's nice. You know what I mean? I fucks with the bop. That melody, that's like the melody my cousin, that man flipping. It's like how his melody was sounding. Architect. Yeah, so I ain't necessarily dealing with the verses much, but I just like the way that sounds. To me, as long as the hook is good, By the time the verse get through the 16 bars or the 12 bars, however many bars it is, who cares? I get back to the hook and I'm back to the groove, and that's really the only part that I was listening to or that I can remember really anyway, right? Alright, so the next song is Beast. Let's see what this hitting for, and I'll get back to y'all. Alright, so I figured out that it's not necessarily like how when I reviewed the Eminem album where I can go through each track and kind of point out everything, because a lot of it isn't necessarily I shouldn't necessarily have to review each track, let me put it that way. So what I did was I went through each track all the way through the end, and now I'm just going to kind of go back and point out what stuck out as far as these tracks go. I left off at Beast. I like the way Beast starts, but I don't like the song. I don't like that. Where he's going with that and where he goes with that, I don't like that. But I did like that part. Now open it up, same thing. It starts off like it's gonna be real dope, and then it goes into that ooh. What was that? Ooh. Turn up the. What was that? Damn it. Hold up. Maybe that's this. Ooh. Fresh out the bed. That's the one. So that's what it kind of reminded me of. Open it up.
Fuck that bitch, don't buy no rings. 100 chains for the team, whole game. Seen it count money in my dream. Open it up. Open it up. Crisscross jump. With a bell in the trunk.
Right. So that's I kind of feel like I heard that before. Motorsport, I already know how I feel about that. I actually like that song. I think Cardi B killed it. I feel like Nicki over-exaggerated as far as on somebody else's track to create a moment for herself, which rightfully so if situation happened the way they say it happened, where she kind of got jammed in the end. So of course she's going to make a statement through the way that she would. That makes perfect sense. All right, and I think Takeoff killed that shit at the end. Yeah. And let me see. So that's Motorsport. Moving Too Fast, didn't really like. Work Hard, didn't really like. Notice Me, I like the vibe of it, especially how it comes on, but I don't necessarily like the song. Like, I like that baritone. Like that, I think that's dope. Yeah, but I'm not really too excited about that. Now, 2Player went on my playlist. This is Migos and 2 Chainz. Just the way that the beat is not repetitive, it progresses along with the song, so that's why I really like it. You're not really gonna get to hear that. Well, I'm gonna try to let you hear that. So you hear I got that saxophone underneath, like he progresses with the track, so it's not like a loop. Like my song Walk With Me, it progresses the entire time. Like that's how music, that's real. Give you that live feel, like it's alive instead of stagnant.
She fought with the game, she fought with the team. She like to do purposes, and I put her on lead.
Right. So that's kind of typical, right? And you hear how the beats want to progress. Let me hear it.
We 2 players.
Circuit, I'm a first squad, but you already knew that. Nick Clan got $1 million, but I already blew that. Donald Teller on the bootstrap, whole crew.
Right, so yeah, you hear that yourself, but yeah, that's a good song. I fucks with that. Made Men, I like Made Men. It's kind of repetitive once you listen to it after a couple, maybe a minute or so. It's kind of repetitive, but the vibe of it is nice. And yeah, this is pretty much it for me as the album goes. But I wouldn't put this on my playlist either. But this vibe is just nice.
Hello world.
Right?
Hi.
Sound dope, right? Let me skip forward so you can hear just what the actual verse sound like.
Cash. All my niggas made for it. One more time. All my niggas made for it. Made. Don't ask about them works and them houses and jewelry, cause all that shit be paid for. All my niggas made for it. All
right. That shit hot. That sound like something Rick Ross should be on. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for me, man. That's track 22. 2Player, the other one that I put on my playlist, track 21. Beast was track 15. Notice Me featuring Post Malone was track 20, and like I said, 2Player with 2 Chainz is 21, track 21. Left Top Down on the North, I didn't really feel that one. In Culture, National Anthem outro, I didn't really fuck with that one as well. So yeah, that's everything, man. That's my wrap up of Culture 2. Overall, I mean, it's a Migos album. I feel like it's got way more hits than most people would have on their shit. I count at least 6 radio hits that you could put on the radio or are on the radio. 5 maybe 6. 5 in the pot, 5 in the possible. So I think it's a good album overall. I think Migos fans are going to fuck with it extremely, but I'm just okay with it. You know what I'm saying? I just like the songs that I like. So thank you guys for listening. I'm gonna put this up. I should put this up. This should be up in about 2 days. I appreciate you guys' attention. Leave your comments and your feedback, what you think about it or whatever. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.